120 times speed, unless I open up the console and type in the command, of course. But there's one snag with that. I can't remember what the command is to speed up the time. So yeah, let me know in chat. What do you reckon? Do we skip the night and see if we can get some better contracts for tomorrow? Something that would at least get us to buying a house. Different map. Yeah. Are you still on the US map? Because like I said, with the European map, the French map and this map, I haven't had any issues. But I haven't tried it on the other one. Skip the night, Aussie? Okay. I got 2 skips. Right, I might as well collect the money for this as well while I'm thinking about it. There's another 2 grand. What do I need? 55 to buy the house so I can sleep through the night. One thing at a time, a house, then maybe a tractor. Actually, I'm better off having enough money to buy a tractor and a couple of implements. Even if I buy a tractor, I've still got to borrow things to make the money, don't I? The harvest is probably the one thing I really want first for when my field's ready. Why didn't I drive the tractor back home? Where is home? What country am I in? Oh. Oh, I'm speeding time up. We'll watch the world go past here. Me just realising I'm on mute for some reason. Oh, probably because I coughed. Yeah, we'll speed the time up. Watch the world go by. See if it rains. Yeah, I know, and I'm still sore over that mic, so thanks for opening up that wound even more, buddy. Oh, and what's worse is I've got to go back, when we come back onto it on Sunday, I've got to redo that whole big field with the smaller seeder. Otherwise I lose even more money. Maybe I should have bit the bullet and got a bigger one. Obviously, the smaller the seeder, the longer it's going to take. I'm going to get pinged for every hour I've leased that thing and using it. Especially when I'm 5 times speed. The worst thing is it's just given the other guys such a huge advantage now. Because I was on 10 grand. And now I'm back down to 2 grand. I wonder if I got any new contracts. Oh, I've got a sewing one. Whoa, slow down you. I'll take that. Definitely do some sewing. Let's see if I can actually make sure I borrow the items first, unlike before when I went accept contract. That's one challenge overcome. Next challenge overcome. Well, I am the challenge basically, to overcome myself personally. But making sure I plant the right crop this time. I don't know if that's an oversight with the game or something they've now implemented as well, the fact that it doesn't warn you that you're planting the wrong crop on when you do a contract. I hope it's not an oversight. It is a bit of realism. I like things like that in a simulator game, when you make a mistake you've got to fix it. It's just like in real life. I'm sure in farming at some stages people realise that they planted the wrong crop, or someone got told to plant a crop and they ended up planting the wrong crop. Does this take seed or fertiliser or both? It's taking fertiliser. So does the other thing. I've never used one of these. I got lazy as I got on with the different games of farming. Some I went from smaller implements to the biggest possible. Yeah, there's a lot of small changes in it, which also, small changes are sometimes all the best changes. I agree with that. Right, we need some seeds. See, what we need is double click, type in how many you want. No, we've got to go click, click, click. I'm going to do seeding anyway. I might as well buy 4 of them. 4 of them are bought. I guess it goes into the back of this, does it? Actually, where in the back would it go? That's a negative on that. Does the front bit hold both then? Or does it hold one or the other? Why would it? Which makes no sense. Solid fertilizer. Hang on. I found a bug here because it's got... Is that a fertilizer? How the hell? Why? I don't know. Can you get something that you can use it with as well? Holy heck, Dave! 9 months, dude. 9 months I've been an affiliate. Thank you for the 9 months of subscriptions, dude. It blows me away every month, even more and more and more. Also blows me away that you haven't decided yet that it's a waste of money. That's one thing I don't get. But until then, I'm going to appreciate it and be surprised by it. He's not a show-off, mate. He's a legend in my book. Don't sell yourself short. You're not cool. You're awesome. Right. So, first things first. Let it never be said that I do not learn from my mistakes. I at least learn once and do it again after that. So, it is. Where is it sowing? Canola. Let's press a button. Do we get the canola type? Is that canola? Why can't they put the name of it in there? Why do we need a mod for that? That is canola in it. Yeah, I'm going to have to check. Because I had that mod that told me what it is, and then I became lazy. And I enjoy being lazy. What field are we? It's flashing over there, is it? Field 25. Okay. Just type in, Aussie, just type in exclamation mark Discord and you'll get a link. So I need to go right here. There's a good start. Seem to be facing in the right direction. Or maybe Dave needs to type it in. I thought it was there for everyone. Maybe Dave, are you able to type it in? Maybe it's set for nobody saw that, did they? No one had their phones going or anything like that. There's that reverb off the... Can you hear it? The sound? The reverb off the walls, the echoes. I do notice there's a little bit of sound problems there. Get a bit of a click. Right, that's for beeping at me. Now figure out when you can go and where you can't go without a sign there, pal. Patient bigger. Right, field 25. I think I might take a left and go around the long way. There's just less snaking to be done. So in the long run I can go a bit quicker and we'll get there quicker. That's my theory on that one. Oh, hello. Yeah, I need to sort of sit down and play with the steering settings. I think it is a lot different. Yeah. Yes. Thanks for that, Mike. So we all know the rules on the trucking sim streams, even though I'm on the farming sim streams, but it's just a nice, Mike's giving you a nice reminder in case you've forgotten the rules for the trucking sim and the competition between both of them, which obviously I stream on a Friday and a Saturday, which for some of you that's a Thursday and a Friday. If you're not quite sure, go check out my schedule. There we go. You gave me a segue into a bit of promoting of me farming sim streams. Oh, there isn't a command for that because you can just go to the schedule page. Jeez, this thing is bouncy. I just realised I'm on the John Deere tractor. Let me take a look at this. I'm not a big fan of John Deere. I'm not getting into an argument, it's just personal choice. Not the tractors anyway, I don't mind the harvesters or the tools, it's just the tractors, I just think they're gutless. But I haven't actually checked the models out properly in this game yet. I've just gotten to the tractors and driven everything. I haven't really checked out the models, except they look a little plastic to me, but not as bad as some other farming simulator games that come out. There's one thing I didn't like about them, the tractors and tools and that look very much like they're made out of the same material you make Lego out of. And that's what I liked about farming sim, the tractors and all that had a bit of imperfection look to it, which is realistic to me, to be honest. They've cleaned it up a bit, but still it's not as bad. It's quite nice. Even this looks a lot better than the old ones. The tractor, I will say. And that pipe across going like that is quite awesome. Was it ever, like I said, I hardly ever use this. Is this, are they, that have this pipe on it for those who use these in the other farming sim games? I mean, I might have used it in the early ones if they're there, but it was just so long ago with 15 and 17. By halfway through 17, I moved from doing everything into more managing and letting Courseplay do it all. And AI extension. So I just played it too much. I needed to change my gameplay to get me interested in it. Right, canola. We got the right crop this time. We just don't have the right tool selected to be able to lower it. And the other thing is I like is they brought the old way you bring the ridge markers out again, like you had in 17 and 15. That has made me a happy chappy, I'll tell you that. What I would like though is ridge markers. Sorry, not ridge markers, the actual ability to create ridges. Like they do in real life on farms, so you know where you drive your fertiliser down. That's the whole point of them. And the ridge markers, there's probably a way to do it, and I don't know how to do it, that actually does that, so you have a bit of a row down for you to be able to drive. Unfortunately, it's not something that they showed in old Clarkson Farms when I watched that. I just saw the end result. And actually, that's how I learned why they do it. because of farming sim and GPS mods, and knowing that tractors and that have GPS, I thought they just used that. And they had gear wheels. So they drive over the crop. But even with gear wheels on and stuff like that with the fertilisers, they have those rows down the middle of the crop where there's no crop, so they know exactly where to drive to cover all the crop with fertiliser. He streams when he streams. Hello, Heads. I'll tell you another thing that's always confused me if the ads are over. Actually, maybe I'll wait until the ad's finished on my screen. Or if Mike does as usual, letting me know that the ads are over. All of a sudden, Streamlabs has decided it wants to do some work. Ads are done. Tell you one thing that's confused me with Farming Simulator. Maybe someone can explain it to me. Maybe we're all in the same thing. Thanks for the bit, Mike. When you do fertilising with a spreader with the big ones, you got gear wheels on, they give it to you with the contracts and that. You got gear wheels on your tractor, but the fertiliser spreader has these big wheels. Doesn't that sort of make the gear wheels rather pointless on the tractor, considering the fertiliser spreader, the big fertiliser spreader is driving over behind you over the crop with big wheels? This giving you flashbacks, Ryder? All right, Aussie mate. Yep. I'll check it. Did you join the Discord? Did you? You should be able to just write anything in the general chat. Otherwise, if you want to DM me for some reason, you just click on my name and then do a message, and from there it becomes a lot easier. If you need a hand with anything, just let me know. But thanks for popping in. It's good to see you. It's always good to see you popping in. Look how much I trust myself. Progress. Yesterday's really got to me, didn't it? I'm going to be having nightmares about what I did yesterday with the wrong crop. Once again, thanks for the bits, Mike. The lovely sound. The notification for Aussie Cocky to go to bed. Yep. I'll say that's right, and I will remind you of it for late near future. Oh, about my mistake. Ryder's reached his breaking point. Alright, yeah, go and get some sleep, dude. Thanks for popping in, mate. Yeah, mate. Thanks again. Hey, and if you ever want to join up, especially when I do the convy mode ATS, or I've always given you an open invitation to the farming sim as well. But just let me know if you are around. Obviously, different times. We're 12 hours apart. I'm in the middle of the afternoon. You're in the middle of the morning. But yeah, thanks for popping in, bud. You need your sleep to tackle your next farming simulator problem. You poor lad. Honestly, I would have lost it as well, mate. Getting the game, especially you get it before a lot of other people, and it wouldn't work. I would not be a happy chappy. The weird thing is, I went from not wanting to pre-order this because of all the issues with FS19 to deciding that, okay, I might see the reason why it wasn't Giant's fault, and things are indicating a good new game. I'll pre-order it. And then when on the day it comes out, I was checking every 30 minutes whether or not I could download it or not. And then I realised afterwards, I was like, I haven't done that in a long time with any game. And I definitely wasn't expecting to do it with this game coming back out. Especially when I've burnt myself out on the game. It's actually good being back into this. It's actually good bringing the old feeling of from when 15 came out and 17 came out, especially 17. I mean, with 13, playing a little bit of that, and 15 coming out, I wasn't excited about it. I just thought, I'll give it a go, because I saw someone playing it. It reminded me that this game was around, and then I got it, and then on YouTube I saw someone do it, and then got into it again, and of course 17 came out, I really enjoyed it, and 17 came out. Really looking forward to that, as I was with 19, but yeah, we all know about the 19 saga, but this just been really happy and enjoying this. It's been great, absolutely great. See you, mate. Now let's go and camp for a bit of a change. Let's get the sound from the inside the booth. See if you can't stay on target. Badly. It's not my field. Why should I put too much effort in? I'm in here for the cash. Give me the cash. As long as it looks like I did a good job. Which is a talent in itself, isn't it? It's one thing doing a good job, but it's a totally different thing to make it look like you did a good job. Both earn the same amount of money. Just one requires a little less effort. I know. It's the difference between being a regular person and a politician. Bada-boom. I'm getting pushed around a bit in this. The weight of everything, I think. I suppose there's one thing coming onto this map to see the difference, but to be honest, I never got the Alpine DLC, so I can't really see the difference. The only thing is obviously watching my good friend Driftgar's hardcore series on this, and seeing what the graphics was like there, but that's obviously been compressed down a bit by YouTube. I suppose the only bonus, whoops, wrong button. It's the Z I want. Z is what I need. He does record it on 4K, and you definitely can tell the difference when watching a 4K video in 1080p on YouTube, that's for sure. Even though I could watch it on 4K, but for some reason, I don't know why, I've got a 4K screen, and if I put his video, not all of them actually, it just seems to be with his one, just with me. I know other people don't have this problem, watching them in 4K, but I have buffering issues. but which is fine. I can watch it in 1080. To be honest, my other screen's 1080, and that's where I watch most of my YouTube while playing games anyway on the 4K. Yeah, I could tell the difference with the 4K. Ms. Rivka does time lapses for those that don't know. Time lapse videos for Farming Sim. He was one of the very first person, well, according to him, second. When he came up with the idea of doing time lapse for Farming Sim, he had to look around YouTube, and you could only find one time lapse on Farming Sim, and so that's when he first started, and that's when he's got most of his 100,000 subscribers come from. Even though he does Let's Plays stuff, but the majority of them, probably 80% of his sub base, is because of his time lapses. I couldn't watch them. I honestly couldn't watch them when he recorded them 1080p. It was just something about the flickering, and it was just flickering or something that was irritating me. Once he went to 4K, I had no problem watching them at all. I'd get headaches from it too, watching it, but they all went when he went to 4K. Watching them in 1080p, that was recorded in 4K, so... And the reason I think is because YouTube allow a bigger bit rate for it. I think with the 1080 video, you're allowed up to a 15 megabyte bit rate, and the higher the resolution, the higher the bit rate goes. Obviously, you need it because the higher the resolution, the bigger bit rate you need, sort of deal. But I think when it comes down, say for example, if it's 2K video, maybe they allow a 20 megabit bit rate. I think maybe they also keep that bit rate comes across on 1080 as well, so you get a better quality. And a bit rate, in case you don't know, is just how much information is allowed into the size of the file at the time. So if you watched any YouTube video with a game where they're driving around and stuff, you might get a bit of pixelation on the screen, and that's because of the bit rate. And when you do editing or recording or anything like that, most people use a variable bit rate, and what that does on the editing software, and what that does is you can set a minimum bit rate, say a 15, and then with YouTube, if you're doing 1080, you can go up to a 20. And what the variable bit rate does is it sees things like that are moving quickly and uses a bigger file size or bigger file size allocation for that file, so it can go up to 20 megabits for that bit, so it can make those speedy bits a bit clearer and less pixelated. Have I still got that ridge marker out? I've got to get used to that as well, because I stopped using them after... Is that out? I can't see. Looks like it is, eh? Yeah, I stopped using them in 19 because I didn't like the way you use the keys. Not too much nerdy talk, mate. If it was, I'd be making a lot of money. It's the people that invent that stuff that make the most money. It's the people that know how it works makes the next best money. And people like me who pretend that they sound like they know what they're talking about don't make any money on it. It's the way it goes. bit envious of my neighbours at the moment. They get to jump around in a pool while I'm stuck. Mind you, it's quite cool in here. I have to admit, it's quite cool in here today. It's not as bad. Probably because no humidity. And the wind's a bit cool as well, but the sun is quite hot. I don't know what the temperature is though, I can't give you that. Mind you, a lot of you don't work in Celsius anyway, they're watching. You work in Fahrenheit. Alright. Maybe a couple of passes to go and it'll all be done. Line up. I think we're pretty good there. Get the right ridge marker out, drop it down. Before she goes, put it in cruise control. Give my foot a bit of a rest. Real measurement. You work in a measurement that was invented by the English is what you're doing. You managed to beat them in the war and get rid of most of the things to associate the English. But you kept that one thing you kept was their old way, their invention on measuring temperature. And not going with the French invention of Celsius, the very people that helped you beat the English and get them out of your hair. You ungrateful sods. The French must be feeling really rejected. Yes, I did, Mike. Actually, I'm familiar with a lot of like miles and all that kind of stuff because my grandparents growing up here, everything was in sort of imperial, in miles, ounces and all that kind of stuff. And then they changed it in the 50s, I think it was, when we went to metric and using the dollar and kilometres and litres and all that kind of stuff. So my parents are brought up also learning that from the grandparents and working with both. And even the speedometers in our cars had both miles and kilometres. And of course I had my grandparents and my parents using it. Let's make sure I'm on the right spot. I sort of used it for a while. Of course, being British influence for the most part, we don't use pounds when I was growing up. To measure your weight, we use the stone measurement. Which now I've lost, I'm just in the plain old kilos. But I still use miles for things and inches and feet. I mean, when I was working in a timber yard, it was still called well, we all do actually. We still call 4x2 4x2. You do 2x4 or something, don't you? You say 2x4 and we say 4x2. Or 100 by 50, which is what it is 100 millimetres by 50 millimetres. And that's what a 4x2 or 2x4 is. And we still use 6x2 and stuff like that. Even to this day, even all the builders and that still use it.